First of all, we wanted to touch on Ripper Street, which the third series was released on Amazon Prime last week. 2 episodes have been released. Previously, this had been on BBC, and this new third series will be on the BBC in the new year. Now, I was a newcomer to Ripper Street.
Really?
I watched the first episode of Series 1 and thought, yeah, looks good, we'll come back to it. But never really did. And
Is it on the hard drive?
No, well, it's now on Amazon Prime, so I don't have to. Ripper Street basically is a combination of a police detective, a police hard man, and a doctor. Is that fair enough to say?
Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've this, I believe, is set 4 years after the events of the last series.
Yes.
I sort of sporadically watched this. I definitely watched some of the first series, and I watched the end of the second series. It's Matthew McFadden, isn't it, in the lead? And his character is very straight-laced. His wife died, I believe, in Series 2, and he's now sort of enclosed himself in the world of policing and catching the killers and stuff.
Yeah, he's based himself in Whitechapel and has sort of risen up the ranks to be a detective inspector.
Meanwhile, Jerome Flynn has been away and has come back and is now the same level as he was before. This sort of when we first met him, he's like this bare knuckle boxer, rough character, beat first, ask questions later, and now he got married in Series 2 and is now, he's almost a reformed character. But there's obviously, they all sort of came together, wasn't it? Like the first 10 minutes they were apart, and then do you want to talk about the sort of the big incident?
Yeah, the big incident was that a group of people have got together, what you thought was quite a shady group of people have got together to rob a train, and in doing that they made a mistake and sent 2 trains colliding into each other, ironically on the Whitechapel Bridge right by where the police station where Matthew McFadden character works. And ironically, Jerome Flynn's character was on the train, thankfully unharmed. And then, by some strange chance, the Doctor managed to be around and turn up at the same time. So, it's not Doctor Who, obviously. Also involved is this mysterious Obsidian company. Is it Obsidian?
The medical.
Yeah, the medical company.
Well, the woman, Long Sally, she's a regular in it as well.
Right.
She ran the brothel.
Oh,
I think she still does. That's what her accountant was saying. Like, her main business was like a brothel, and at one time she was romantically involved with the American Doctor. But now it seems to sort of, finance all these different operations, she has turned to a life of crime, and I'm guessing that the story throughout is that, Matthew McFadden is trying to prove that her accountant is dodgy, and by association she is as well.
It was very interesting. I have to say, I did find this quite good and thought that perhaps, now the decision is, do I carry on with Series 3 or do I go back? So I'm a little bit torn, and I don't know whether I don't know whether I've got the capacity to take on another new series.
Luke is the big fan of this. I always thought it was a bit too stylish. Style over substance was my
There was a
issue
little bit of that, but also there was a little bit of Sherlock in there. There was a lovely bit in the train guard station,
especially the music.
Yeah,
the music
exactly. Yeah, the music was very reminiscent, and there was a nice little touch. There was this kind of like supposition of ideas. It was very Sherlock-esque, and Dr. Watson, I think it might have been this, or he might be handicapped, or he might have a broken arm. But it flowed very nicely, and it was quite gruesome. They showed quite a lot of blood and gore. And
I mean, the other thing on this is that Amazon Prime, I think this was about 1 hour and 8 or something like that.
Yeah, it was just over an hour.
They will be cutting this down for the BBC to, under an hour. So, but I think that I could have done with 10 minutes cut off this. I don't think there would have been any issue with it.
I didn't feel it went long. I must admit, I wasn't watching the clock at the same time. So the story, and because I didn't know the characters, I suppose.
I suppose it might have been a bit different for yourself, but you're going to stick with it, maybe.
I'm going to make a decision about whether I go back to Series 1 or when I do Series 2. But I'll probably watch the second one. It's also out,
which is on there at the moment,
just to see how it progresses. Because of course, this train episode 1 was a big one. It was a big incident. So will they carry that on? I don't know.
Reading around on the comments as well on Amazon Prime, it did seem that a lot of people were excited to have this back, and I wonder if this is the start of lifelines for UK shows to get a second.
Yeah,
Ripper Street is a bit different in that it had the ready-built sets already. It's all shot in Ireland, I believe. Luke went over.
Yeah, Luke's been there, I think.
So they had, these sets already. It is an enclosed set for most of it, so they didn't. I don't think they had to sink that much money in.
I don't know that the ratings were so bad about this that they meant it had to be dropped. I mean, I'm not sure.
Was it about 4.5 million?
About 4.5 million. I think possibly it was was it on a Monday night or a Sunday?
It was on a Sunday night, the first series, and then I think the second series was on a Monday.
I don't think Sunday night was the right spot for this. So possibly bad commissioning